Good morning. It's Monday, like the 23rd, I think, and there's a new moon tonight. So this is pretty auspicious. So I thought, hey, for the next 14 days, since we're supposed to stay inside and be 6 feet apart, maybe we should do a 14-day challenge. So let's consider this day one of a 14-day challenge. I'm really excited. So welcome to class. My name is Danielle, and we're going to do 60 minutes of yoga here. And I hope you have a lot of fun. All you're going to need is your mat, your water, maybe a little sweat towel, maybe a furry friend, and definitely just the intention to offer your efforts to the greater good. Thanks. All right, so inhale, circle sweep your arms. Join your palms, bring them to your heart center. Honor your space. All right, let's begin. So in an easy, comfortable seat, let's just start with a little basic pranayama. Nothing fancy. We just want to turn your palms up, close your eyes, and notice your beautiful breath flowing in and out. Now, here's an idea. Fortify your pelvic floor. This is about getting it organized to support your spine and to really house the energy of your prana, your life force. And so, just check it out. Notice here a chance to pull your belly button up and into your spine, and a chance to tuck your chin down really slightly so the back of your neck is just nice and long. Once that's true, empty your lungs and fill your breath in to the high collarbones, your rib cage, and even expanding through your belly. As you exhale, let's open your mouth. HA. Inhale, feel your lungs lift and fill into your back, your sides. Open your mouth, HA. Now seal your lips and do the exact same thing 3 slow rounds. Let's begin. Now gently open your eyes and just notice for a second, for those 3 breaths, were you thinking, planning, remembering? You were breathing. Throughout your practice today, let's link everything we do with breath. If you become distracted or bored, that's okay. Simply start from scratch, come back to your breath. We'll have fun. Let's get started in a child's pose. Set your props aside. Send your knees nice and wide. And there's nothing really fancy to do here. And I'd really encourage you to just get comfortable. We're only here for a couple of breaths. So extend your arms out. Or if you want to get fancy, you could bend your elbows and steeple your palms together in a little Anjali Mudra behind you. Let your torso, your heart, and your rib cage just sink down. And let's find 3 more rounds of breath as before. All right, good job. Let's thread the needle. Lift your chest up, sweep your right arm out. On your exhale, slide your arm down. And be really gentle, soft here, just warming up. Maybe make a pillow with your left fist for your temple. And let your sit bones be nice and high. If you'd like to stretch the bottom of your feet, tuck your toes and help your plantar fascia and the spaces behind your toes get a gentle stretch. If this hurts, then abandon it and just come back to normal. We're here. Another round of breath. Okay, change. Second side. Sweep your left arm out. Then put the back of your hand in as you drop onto your left shoulder. And as before, put your temple under your, or on top of your fist. And if you took the toe stretch, enjoy that here. And you'll hear the breath when you can prepare your throat as though you're going to swallow. Think about how exasperated teenagers breathe, no offense. And there's nothing too magical about it. It just helps you get stuff off your mind, and that's the deal with breath. When you're breathing on purpose, we call that pranayama. When you're breathing on purpose, we call that pranayama. You are no longer thinking so much. You're just being. Try it. When you find yourself stressing or thinking, ask yourself, am I even breathing? And when you're breathing on purpose with purpose, ask yourself, am I even thinking? Inhale, cow spine, lift your eyes and hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and let's pedal it out. Bend your knees a lot. Shake your head back and forth and get behind the heels of your hands. If you feel like you're slipping, that's okay. Use it to your advantage. Soften your knees, push your sit bones up, and then relax your shoulder shrugs. Tuck your chin a little so the back of your neck stays long, and shake your head out like you're saying, nope, no complaining. I'm grateful. You send your nod, yes, grateful, and friends who love you, family who love you, they are glad you're practicing today. I count myself among those people, so thanks for playing along. Put your feet together, toes and heels to touch. Inhale, three-legged dog. Lift your right leg high. Exhale, half scorpion. Bend your knee, open your hip, and roll your right shoulder down. Circle out your ankle. Relax your neck again. Find a round of breath. Okay, inhale, three-legged dog. Straighten out your leg. Exhale, low lunge. Help your foot behind your right hand as able. Drop your back knee flat. And let's start here. Fix your clothes as needed and drop on down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, drop on down. Now stay here because if you're pregnant, you don't want to twist. But if you want to twist, let's twist. Put your left hand down. Help your right knee out. And then sweep up your right hand high. Take a half bind. Put the back of your hand to the small of your back and get into it. Look at your knife edge pressing onto the floor so you can see your arch. And every breath is an inhale to lift and an exhale to twist. Breathe here. All right, change. Half splits. Walk your foot to the middle and full splits if that's for you. Roll your outer hip down, inner thigh bright. So both are best. Remember, you could be here, no shame. You could be here if that's feeling good. Hopefully you went for your walk this morning already. Hopefully you practiced a little bit of mindfulness and gratitude. And so here we are, half splits. Now half splits, let's get into it. Come back to low lunge. Hook your back toes and step 2 feet to touch. Toes and heels together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Put your hands on your hips. Bend your knees. Let's stand up. Eyes up to rise up. Fix your clothes. Inhale, take a gentle back bend and lift your heart. Exhale, hands through heart center, fold, forward, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Okay, identify now your right leg and step it back so you can come back into your plank. So step your left leg back so you can step back into your plank. Hold your plank. Pull your hands to your feet. Push your feet to your hands.
you can always drop your knees. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and hoist your hips. And then again, shake it out. No tension in your shoulders. So how do you achieve that? Circle your elbows out to the side and then help the elbow seams forward and put the heels of your hands into the floor. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, inhale, lift your armpits. I feel like that's really specifically helpful. And then exhale, drop your heart. All right, look at your feet, toes and heels to touch. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, half scorpion. Bend your knee, roll open your hip. Relax your left shoulder down. Circle at your ankle. Maybe take the other direction with your ankle. All right, inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot behind your left hand as able. Drop your back knee flat. Let's come on up. Get organized. Drop your hips. Inhale, lift your heart. Make sure your clothes are good. Exhale, drop your hips. Now again, stay here if you're pregnant because you don't want to do a twist. Otherwise, take your right hand, put your hand flat, and we'll enjoy it like we did before. Come to the knife edge of your front foot. Remember, if your wrists feel sensitive, have your hand a little forward of your shoulder and spread your fingers wide. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to revolve. And a half bind as before. If that worked for you, put the back of your left hand to the small of your back. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, revolve your rib cage. Drop your hips. Linger here, a round of breath. All right, change. Half splits as before, so help your left foot to the front. If you're staying in half splits, you can hook your back toes and hang out here. If this is too deep, then hopefully you're giving yourself permission to hold the table or the chair and just be to the place where you can straighten your front leg and hinge slightly forward. If you went further, go further. Everybody's place to work is where their body feels good. Yoga is for feeling good and to avoid feeling competitive. When I teach in real life, I always showcase option A because I want everyone to feel successful. But you're practicing with me at home. This is my practice. So I feel a little ashamed for doing the ultimate thing. But that's just because I'm a teacher who cares about all levels, and at home here, I've never wanted to be a lady on the internet going, look at me do yoga. So anyway, enough for my inside words. Let's get into your practice. Big inhales, always lift your heart. And exhales, always deepen you just to the place where you feel good. Let's work with breath. Inhale here and exhale. Okay, friends who are in full splits, let's meet our buddies who are in half splits. Half splits. Everyone, put your hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes. We're going to step to the front. Inhale, lift your heart. Make sure you have the mat under your toes. Exhale, step 2 feet to touch. Toes and heels together. Now today, let's separate your feet a little wider than hip distance. Soften your knees, and let's take gorilla. Put your hands under your feet and step all the way to the big toes are touching your wrists. Shift your work side to side, back and forth. Bend your elbows and hang out here. This is for your spine, but if you're enjoying a little hammy stretch too, that's cool. And man, are we going to stretch the quads today a lot. We did some prenatal yoga yesterday, and it was pretty tough stuff. And here you go. Shift back and forth, back and forth. Oh, and tuck your chin, hang out. Isn't it great that you're doing this? I mean, you have no idea how happy your organs are when you're upside down. Your organs love the chance to rest. So rinsing them out, it can feel like a nice thing to check off of your imaginary to-do list. You'll be like, hey, I got this going on. Rinsing my organs. All right. We're here for one more round of breath. Change. Walk your feet together, toes and heels to touch. And let's stand up. But remember, put your hands on your hips, bend your knees, lift your face. Go eyes up to rise up. Get organized. Inhale, raise your arms all the way high, and maybe take a back bend. Back bends, tuck your hip under. Lift your ribs to go back.
You should squeeze your glutes, but that's not just squeeze your butt. It's pelvic floor. Lift up and in, pull your navel to your spine, and then mobilize your ribs. Go back, more back. Last time. Find a round of breath. Change. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Hands through heart center, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. All right, now identify your left leg, step it back, then your right leg, plank. Let's hold here on your plank, and again, fire it up. Push the floor away, pull in your pelvic floor up and in, and your belly button to your spine. Tuck your chin a little. I want you to feel all the muscularity hug into your spine. Pelvic floor is a little weird to talk about, so let's talk about it while I'm looking at the floor, not the camera. We'll preserve dignity for everybody. When I teach, I don't like to say, pull up and in like a Kegel, or, stop the floor of urine. I like to say, think of a chicken who is laying an egg, and then suddenly she changes her mind halfway through the job. Yeah, imagine she's there, she's laying an egg, halfway through the egg coming out, she changes her mind and she goes, whoop, I'm gonna pull it up and in. That's the most important lock in yoga. Pull your pelvic floor up and in. This stabilizes your low back, downward facing dog. Thanks for listening. Okay, guys, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, crescent lunge. Step your right foot behind your right hand and bend your front knee. Now, for an easy way to come up, put your hands to your hips and then stand up. I like that transition for your back, and I love it for slippery pants. Crescent lunge. Raise your arms high. Relax your shoulders down. Now spin your pinkies forward and your thumbs back, and fire up your fingers like they're in gloves. This is a wonderful way to practice. Bend your front knee a lot. Dig your front heel. Warrior two. So come out. Now warrior two posture. Get into it. Fire it up. Pull your back arm a little bit back. Sink into your posture. Star pose. Parallel your feet. Palms to meet. All right. Warrior two, second side. Turn your left foot toes to the back. Bend your front knee. And get low. Get low. Reach back so that you are squared. Heart, hips to the side wall. And your front eyes, front fingers, left hand. Get deep. Crescent lunge. Now, work for your transition to sweep your right arm up, lift your back heel up, and then get into it. Shift around till you feel stable. Again, bend your front knee, lift your heart, relax your shoulders. You can have a little bend in your back knee if that feels important to you. This is so energizing and strong. Take a round of breath. Warrior two. Star pose. Let's fold. Bring your arms out. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, Padottanasana. Prasarita style. Touch your ankles, tuck your chin, and soften your knees. Now hang out here. Feel really good. And notice, now that you've been into it for about 10 minutes or so, we still want to warm up, so we're going to add some flow here. So put your hands to your hips. Let's stand up. Eyes up, rise up. Horse stance. Turn out your toes. Cactus your arms. Pull up and in all of your locks. So the pelvic floor, tummy tight, chin tucked a little. All right. Star pose. Parallel your feet, palms to meet. Warrior two, left foot. Turn it out. Crescent lunge, lift high. Low lunge, drop down. Half splits, peel back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, drop. Low lunge. Lift your back knee. Step to the top. 2 feet to touch. Toes and heels together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, stand up. Eyes up, rise up, back bend. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, go back. Let's be here. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, more back. Last time, big breath here. Exhale, go back, more back, and change. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, rest. Okay, let's take some ragdoll. Separate your feet, hip distance apart, soften your knees.
Put your elbows and thumbs together, tuck your chin, and hang out. Soften your knee. Tuck your chin. Let this be for your spine more than hammies, okay, guys? So shift your work a little bit back into your heels. Soften your knees. Hold your elbows and hang. Hang out. Rinse the organs and release any tension from your shoulders. And find the beautiful breath in and out. All right, ragdoll. Now, here we go. Put your hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Fire it up. Step back and pause. Once again, get into it. From this view, maybe you can see how this is sit bones up? That's not going to work. Pelvic floor up and in, called the Mula Bandha. That works. Pull your tummy tight. Push away the floor. Now, of course, your knees can be up or your knees can be down. Work as your breath coaches you to. Notice your breath. Concentrate on it. Meditate on it. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and hoist your hips. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, crescent lunge. Step your foot behind your right hand. And to come up safe as before, bend your back knee, put your hands on your hips. Eyes up to rise up. Get organized. Fix your clothes as needed. Here we go. Get into it. You want your feet hip distance apart so you feel stable. You really want to press a lot into your front heel. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Warrior two. Sweep your left leg back and fire it up. Look past your right fingers and get deep. Just when you think you're in your ultimate warrior two, get more. Drop your hips, spread your arms, and look powerfully past your right hand. All right, star pose, parallel your feet, palms to meet, second side. Warrior two, send your left foot toes forward and get into it. Line up your heels and drop. Look past your left fingers and relax. Fire everything up like you just threw a spear. Star pose, parallel your feet, palms to meet. Take a shoulder rinse this time. Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, fold in half. Work your way down, upside down, tuck your chin, and let the crown of your head hang heavy. Now, we've been at this for a little bit, so if you're feeling plucky, we can invert. So put your hands in line with your feet, tuck your chin. Now, draw your elbows toward each other. You want two 90-degree elbows. And you're pressing, pushing, shifting, and lifting, keeping everything zipped up. Remember that Uddiyana Bandha and the funny chicken and egg story? Make it true and change. Shift your work, point your toes, and land happy. Okay, here we go. Hands to hips, horse stance. Turn out your toes, sink your hips deep. All right, now horse, let's be here for a second. I'm going to put the microphone thingy on. And that'll be awesome. Woo! Okay, friends, let's rest. Put your hands on your thighs. Drop your left shoulder back and peek over your right shoulder. Sink your hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, second side. Make sure your clothes are good. And sit low. Peek behind your right shoulder. All right, change. Star pose. Parallel your feet, palms to meet. Warrior two, left side. Crescent lunge, right side. Crescent lunge, deepen. Low lunge. Put your back knee down, touch the floor, and peel back. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, peel back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. All right, low lunge, shift forward. Let's go into the fold, facing the side. Take a twist. Shorten your stance. Put your left hand behind your right ankle. Put your right hand at the half bind. Soften a little bit into your left knee. Bend your left elbow a lot. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, bend your elbow. Pretend you only have lungs to breathe into the left side. Change. Put your right hand to your left ankle. And same thing, soften your right knee. Bend your right elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. I recommend always having a half bind in this posture. Because look, if you straighten your arm and reach it up, you're just jacking up your shoulder. Let's never do that. Bend your bottom elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Perfect. Okay, touch the floor. Let's come into some Skandasana. Shift into your right side. Shift into your left side. You can come down and hold aside for a nice side stretch. For more, you can reach and do snake creeps down from the Tai Chi practice. If you like, you can be here, you can be here, you can be here. Let's hang out on the left. Shift your work back and always, have the pressure in the heel and the toes a little lifted to keep any drama out of your knee. And here we go, change, second side. Keep the work in your heel. Keep your toes lifted. Keep all the drama out of your knee. Hey, guess what? I have no knee pain for the first time in a long time. And I think I know why. It's because I don't wear high heels anymore. With this quarantine, like I've been at home now since March 1st, only wearing sneakers to go outside. I feel great. But let's be clear, I'm never going to give up high heels. All right, let's come back into your horse stance. So hands to hips, eyes up. Rise up, sit low, Sanchalasana. Inhale, cactus your arms. Exhale, warrior two, right side, get into it. Inhale, crescent lunge, let's linger. Now here's a challenge. Can you step to the front of your mat? Hands to heart center, step, 2 feet to touch. Take as many steps as you needed to do that. Chair, hips down and arms high. Let's find the second side. Take your stance, walk your right leg back, crescent lunge. And here we go, warrior two left, star pose. Warrior two right, crescent lunge, let's step, 2 feet together, toes and heels to touch, make it true. Take as many steps as you need. Inhale, circle sweep, add your back bend. Inhale, lift your heart. Excellent, go back. Cactus your arms if you like. Big breath, reach up and go back, more back. Last time, change. Exhale, fold forward, hands to heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Walk or hop back to plank and pause. Put your right knee to your right elbow. Step it back. Left side, step it back. Right, left, 4 more. Last 3, last 2, last time, downward facing dog. Big breath in. H-A, shake your head out. Nod your head, yes. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, crescent lunge, step it through. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, arrive. Give yourself a couple moments to arrive to crescent lunge. So remember, crescent lunge, it's the same kind of knee up front as warrior one, but you have a little bouncy back leg. Notice how you're on the ball of your back foot. Now we're going to say bouncy because we're going to need that. With hands at heart center, come to airplane. Inhale, lift. Exhale, Dekasana. Inhale, lift. Exhale, Dekasana. Sweep your arms back. Square your hip, flare your toes. Look at the floor, half moon. Open up. Bring your top hand up. Flex your top toes to your nose. Yes, you can touch the floor. Expand. Kick through 2 straight legs. Listen careful. Warrior two. Land it soft. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Now this time for reverse warrior, take your top hand, reach back, get low, use your half bind. And let's linger here. This isn't a back bend. Make sure you could very well be flat against a wall here. Reverse warrior is just to open your side body and to buy you an inhale to come to side angle. Keep your half bind, drop into your lunge, and get low. You can open your arms. You could add on. So let's get into it. Like you're holding a beach ball, carve your lunge, stack your shoulders, breathe. We're here 3, 2, 1. Warrior two, star pose. Second side, warrior two, get low. Here's your left, get low. Flip your palms, reverse your warrior, and let's inhale to sweep and take your half bind to get deep. Here's your left hand, reach it back. Doesn't have to be straight up. It's kind of neat to make a little bit of a curve. The most important thing is the curve of the back of your neck. So as you carve it out, tuck your chin a little and work your eyes, how about today, to the back foot. Get deep. Inhale here, exhale, side angle. Keep your half bind, drop your elbow and get low. Stay or play. Bring your top arm up, expand both arms, or 2 straight arms like you're holding beach ball. Here we go. Stack your shoulders, get into it. Breathe. We're here 3, 2,
1. Warrior 2. Let's get to crescent lunge. So again, bring your back to heel high, widen your stance as needed, and get organized. You want your feet parallel, and you want to be rooted. You also want room, because remember, we're transitioning to airplane. Now, if that transition was a lot for you, put your block here in the cereal box shape. Here we are, crescent lunge, lift up. Woo. Exhale, hands heart center, get bouncy. Remember, you're on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, launch. Airplane, Dekasana. Square your hips, flare your toes. It's body down and leg up, up, up. Half moon. If you're new, yeah, put your hand on the block. Reach your top hand high. Flex your top toes to your nose. You again could be flat against the wall. That's the idea. So turn your outer hip up. Get rid of the block if you don't need it. Find a round of breath. Warrior 2, get deep. Awesome. Star pose, parallel your feet. Palms to meet, hands to heart. Inhale, reach your heart up. Exhale, let's fold and chill. Don't you love yoga? Put your elbows down as you like. You can join your fingers and relax. Notice your breath. Concentrate on it. Meditate on it. Whew, okay, so we built up some fire, so let's utilize. Now that you've warmed up your muscles, let's go for some nice pyramid. So come up about halfway. Turn all your toes toward each other to shorten your stance. Now, pivot to the back. Send all your toes to the back of the room. Notice your heels are in a little bit of a line here. And as ever, soften your front knee. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, deepen your posture. Your hands could be on blocks. If that's better for you today, soften your knee and help your hip back. And yes, please straighten the left leg, but without force and without harm. So always a little softness in the knee. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, drop down. Okay, let's revolve. Again, if you're pregnant, don't do this. Otherwise, put your right hand a little forward and out to the side for a revolved Trikonasana. So take your left hand to your heart and spiral your ribs open to your side wall and raise your top hand. Now, here's the thing. Swivel your left hip back. Raise your left hand up. Stack your shoulders. You could always half bind. And I dig that because then you can really stack your shoulders. It's kind of like you could do your own adjustment. Remember, twists are safest for non-pregnant people above the belly button. Lift your top hand high. This is a revolved Trikonasana. Nice. Okay, back to pyramid. Your hands flat to the mat. And let's get into a standing split. Shift your work to your left leg. Lift your right leg. Letter L. Keep here, a straight leg with toes pointed down. Standing splits, let your hip open because that's what it does, standing splits. The gluteus maximus is an external rotator of the femur. So you'll notice that you'll have a little turnout here. Don't worry and don't try to square. You're in standing splits, put a hand behind the heel, maybe two, up, 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 forward fold, touch your 2 feet down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Soften your knees and let your spine chill. All right, let's go to a second side of pyramid. So in this moment, identify your left foot, step it back, a nice short stance as before. Line up your heels. Help your right hip back, soften through your knee, and frame your foot with your hands or hold onto your blocks. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, drape your torso along your right leg. Again, no force behind the knee. Soften, press your heel, and scoot your right hip back. Feel it here in the belly of the muscle, not up high where the sit bone originates, and not back here behind the knee crease where it inserts. Jazz up your quad, because when you fire up your quad, this helps lengthen out your hammy. It's part of the physiology of stretching. Let's get into it. Push your heel, help your hip. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to deepen your posture. Yeah, so work intelligently. Anybody can slam and hyperextend their legs shut, and then nothing good happens there.
So bend it a tiny bit. It's still a straight leg. All right, let's get into your revolved Trikonasa Parivrita. So take your left hand, not in front of your foot, you'll fall. Take your left hand in line with your left shoulder with tented fingertips. Now, take your right hand, fix your bra, then put your right hand on your heart and stack your shoulders and lift your right hand high. Let's get into it. See how my right hip is escaping? Pull it to the midline. Now take your half bind because that's how you can adjust yourself. Put the back of your right hand at the small of your back. Inhale for length, then exhale, revolve your ribs to the roof. Pull your tummy in because you want to remember, only twist if you're not pregnant above the navel. Raise your top hand high. You're doing so good. This is Parivrita Trikonasana. Good time. All right, let's frame your foot and get into standing split. Shift your work and lift your back leg. You can keep your back foot flexed with your toes pointed down. Or standing splits. Take your right hand, and it's like half of a Pada Hastasana from Hatha class. So you know when we go hands to feet pose, and as able, we scoop up the heel or grab the calf? Make it true. Put the elbow nook of your right hand into your right calf, and use your palm grip to secure. Going further, put your left hand to your heel, and then kick, kick, kick. Change, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Malasana. Walk your feet to mat width. Turn your toes out. Sit down and take a second. Shift your work side to side, back and forth. And this is fun. Now, if you have a mirror facing the back and a mirror facing the front, that's really fun. And I chose to move it away because look, woo, you can see my messy kitchen in there. But that's all right. Take time for yourself before you take time for your chores. It's just because, you know, dishes will wait, but you come first. Okay, Malasana, here you go. You got your hands to your heart. And let's turn upside down. Walk your feet back together, toes and heels to touch. And inhale, halfway lift, soften your knees and really send your sit bones up. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your chin. Okay, let's stand up. So drop your hips, lift your face, eyes up to rise up. You can circle sweep if that's for you. Take a back bend. Just get into it. Inhale, lift up, squeeze your glutes and go back. Press your hips forward, climb your heart high, go back, more back. Last time, change hands to your heart. And let's take a breath. Time check here. See how we're working. Looking good. Okay, it's about time for some balancing. So since I'm got my back to you, that might be nice. So we can really figure out what's going on in a tree. We'll start with tree just because it's a calming thing. Shift your work to your left leg. Put your right foot above or below your knee. And again with the Mula Bandha, pull your pelvic floor up and in. If you have like a waistband or a seam, you can tell when you're dumping forward. Pull your tummy tight. Navel to spine, knit your ribs, and bring your hands to your heart. Lift your chest and relax your shoulder shrugs. Let's grow. Let's expand. Let's listen to your beautiful breath flowing in and out. Bring your hands to the center of your heart. And change. Second side, shift your work to your right leg. Put your foot, again, right at the mat if that's better for you, or above or below your knee, just never on it. Now, again, notice we can get a little disintegrated here. So pull pelvic floor up and in, pull navel to spine, lift your chest up, chin down, eyes open, and your beautiful breath flowing in and out. Grow. Listen. Expand. All right, trees. Really slowly draw your hands together past your crown to your heart. And here is some fun.
Let's get into a couple of sets of dancer. Dancer, take your left hand out, bring your left knee up, sweep back and hold your ankle or your arch. Join your knees. Raise your right arm high. And as you exhale, hide your left shoulder and kick till you see no part of your left leg. You can have your hand to the heart, or you can reach forward and stretch forward as able if you have the room. Kick, 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 change. Feet to meet. Roll your shoulders back. Second side. Okay, formulated tree, because that's how we got in before. And as before, take your right hand out like you're holding a tray. Reach back. Now you can hold your ankle. There is no shame in that. And if your knee and shoulder are asking for it, make it true. If you can, take the arch, you must. Put your thumb with your finger. See how that's happening? It's like a little handle. See how my big toe can peel back? It's important. See my knee out here? Bring it here. Raise your left hand high. Peel back your right shoulder. Lift. Now kick as you reach. You're not just kicking back. You're reaching up. And you're keeping yourself looking forward. Keep your eyes on the horizon. You can bring a hand to the heart or straight forward if you have the room. And let's get into it. Breathe. Kick to see your foot. Come above your head and kick. We're here 4, 3, 2, time. Kick your way back out. Knees to touch, feet to meet. Inhale, circle sweep. Exhale, fold forward, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, plank. Set yourself down to plank and then downward facing dog. Tuck your chin, soften your knees, push away the floor. Okay, friends, let's transition to our floor sequence. Inhale, raise your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Bend your knee and put it behind your right wrist as able. You can always sit on a block. And if you are built like I am with tighter hip bones, then that is really helpful. Help your foot toward the front, and then you can help your knee by keeping your big toes lifted up toward the shin. Take your left hand to your left hip, roll your hip down, and get down as able. This is a place to rest and to go inside. Come back to your Ujjayi pranayama. Okay, change. We'll remove the prop if you did. Let's come into a Janu Shavasana. Raise your left hand and orient yourself toward the front, or where you were seeing me before. Okay, put your left leg out and let's put the bottom of your right foot to your inner left thigh. Fix your clothes as needed. And then inhale, raise your arms up. Interlace your fingers, pivot, unless you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, work forward. Otherwise, twist your ribs, lift your heart, and reach for your foot. Now, if your foot's not available, you can hold the floor, or you can hold your shin, or take the alternate grip. Alternate grip, put your right hand to the knife edge of your left foot. Put your left hand back to your half bind. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, bend your left elbow a lot. This is how you regulate depth. Roll your right shoulder down. Inhale to lift your heart. And exhale, get into it. We have time. Listen to the birds. The dog snoring. Your beautiful breath flowing in and out. All right, and change. Okay, so now this is a moment we could goof around. Take your left leg and bring your knee in. Kind of hug it in, and we can rock the baby. You put the nook of your left elbow around your left knee, and you can rock side to side. This is good if your hips are feeling like they need some attention. Some of you might want to practice further, so you could straighten your top leg. If that's for you, this could be a nice place to hold your arch and get a little bit of a hamstring stretch. If you want more, you might goof around with compass. Put your left hand such that you can help your left shoulder underneath your left leg, and you can kick out. Check that your clothes are appropriate. You might use your big toe hook to get a little bit farther. It's kind of like using your big toe as a prop. And if compass is for you, put your left hand to the floor as you kick and stretch out, and you can lift your heart, find a breath, and there you go. So everybody had something to do. Let's meet our friends and rock the baby. And let's come into a half pigeon on this side. So take your left shin, help it parallel to the short edge as able. Use a block to perpendicularly, see how it's positioned, perpendicular to your thigh. And then let's get organized. From this position for half pigeon, like we were saying before, flex your ankle, that helps your knee. Lift your toes, that helps your knee. If your foot slides back, don't stress out. That's probably how your skeleton is put together. Put your right hand on your right hip. Roll your hip down so you see no part of your right leg in the mirror. Then inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, drape forward pigeon. You can be propped up. You can use your arms, hands. But use the time to notice your breathing. Come back to your Ujjayi pranayama. Remember the exasperated teenager breath. Let's linger here. 5 slow rounds of breath. Okay, half pigeons. Let's change this to Janu Shavasana. Janu means knee, Shira means your head. So raise your right arm high and flip over like we did before, so you're facing the back. Put the bottom of your left foot to your inner right thigh. Fix your clothes. Inhale, sweep up. Interlace your fingers as you exhale, and you're not pregnant. Pivot your heart, knee, nose, and toes in a line. And you could hold your foot, or you could be staying up tall as before, or put your left hand on the knife edge of your right foot. Take a half bind. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, drop. Remember, you're regulating the depth of this by bending your left elbow as ever. Close your eyes for a second and ask yourself, where am I feeling an interesting sensation? And then tell yourself, that's where I should send my breath. Every time you breathe in, use that opportunity to lift up your heart so that it's almost like a telescope through the crown of your head. Really think about axial extension here. You get super tall, and then as you breathe out, that's where you regulate the depth. So bend your elbow, roll your left shoulder down, and get some nice, yummy stretches. Never bounce or force. You know, one thing that's very tempting is ballistic stretching, where you start to kind of bounce in. Actually, that's the opposite of awesome. You know, ballistic stretching, it triggers the muscle stretch receptors to lock down because, frankly, they think you're being a knucklehead and that you're going to get hurt. The trick to improving range of motion in the yang practice is that you hang out and you get the muscle spindles, you know, the stretch receptors to trust you. And how do you get them to do that? You linger and you're kind. So what does that mean? It means no agenda. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, regulate the depth.
All right, change. So let's come back. Remember we rocked the baby before? So take your right knee, put your nook of your right elbow around your kneecap, and this is a nice place to work. If this is for you, stay here. Or you could stretch out and enjoy just this nice little seated, tall, hammy stretch as able. You know, yesterday I was like, make sure you have a strap. And then we never used the strap. So this is where your bathrobe sash or your dog leash or a yoga strap is handy because it's like if your range of motion is here, it's like it gives you longer arms. If you're using a strap, make sure your wrists are nice and straight. So stay there if that's for you. We goofed around with compass. So I would take my right arm and go under. And the goal in this moment is use the toe for a prop. And your goal is help your hip to get kind of behind you. It's like you're using your upper arm bone to push the leg away for compass. And then you can kick and breathe and have lots of fun with that. And it's kind of a groovy idea. So enjoy if that's for you. Woo. Okay, so here we go. Set your foot down. And let's come into a Paschimottanasana. Again, this is a place to use a strap if your legs are far away because you're curvy or tall. You know, it's no indictment of your flexibility. Keep the right form. No matter what shape your curves are, you want chest up, chin down, eyes open, your beautiful breath flowing in and out. And if you can touch your feet, then that's a place to work. Or you can put the block to get more stretch if you are feeling really open today. Big breath, lift. Exhale, drop. The sound of the crows makes me feel like we're getting requests for Bakasana. So that ship has sailed. Every time we're on the floor sequence, we're not jumping up to do arm balances or inversions so much. But we'll hit that another day. I promise. Okay, Paschimottanasana. Let's switch to Upavishta Konasana. Come into your nice straddle. And inhale, raise your arms. And exhale, come to the place that's right for you. You could rest your arms on an ottoman, say hello to your dog. You can use your prop like this. You could let your chin rest, your forehead, or you go deeper if it's for you. Keep it quality. That means soften your knees. Inhale to get taller. Exhale to get deeper, and you can flatten down as able. And breathe. I just found a way to cheat with furniture. I'm holding the bottom of this wingback chair and the side of this ottoman. And as I'm breathing in, I'm lifting. And as I'm exhaling, I'm kind of bending my elbows to use the props to pull further. Maybe that's cheating. But feeling great. Remember, guys, the endorphins, they last for so long after a yoga practice. And the stretching deeply like this, it gets you the endorphin rush. All right, let's get into some side work. Take your left arm, put your left lower arm bone onto your shin bone, and as able, stack your shoulders, and let's take a little side stretch. You can raise your top arm, palm turned down, or work with a half bind here as before, but let it be a side stretch so we can get your QL, the quadratus lumborum. It's a little bit of a spinal stabilizer, lives on the lower aspect of your back. It originates at the bottom rib and inserts into the hip bone, and it can really be hard to get to, so this might help you. If you don't feel it, it's okay. You're probably not tight there. Find around a breath and change. Put your right arm on your right shin. Sweep your top arm high. And again, turn your palm down and work here as ever. Have your chin tucked down so the back of your neck is long. Really push your left hip bone down. It wants to reach up, yeah? If you took a half bind, put the back of your left hand to the small of your back and lean to the side. Again, drop. And hey, if your neck hurts or your head feels heavy, use your right hand as a prop. You know, put your head in your hand if that's not going to hurt your neck. If there's any tension in your shoulders, then you're doing it wrong. You know, there's certain things about yoga you want to keep in mind. Dynamic tension, hug muscle to bone.
core connection, use your bandhas. Spinal alignment, keep your spine natural curves, twist only above the belly button. Knees softened and aligned, so you'll always keep those nice 90-degree angles we talk about. Keep your shoulders down and back, and adjust your leverage as needed to help yourself. And always, for the love of God, a hip hinge when you're coming up from a forward fold. Those are the rules, and that's how we practice safe. Thanks for listening. Okay, change, come on up. And that was Yoga Fit, by the way. Those 7 priorities of alignment, the Open Up Yoga Teacher Training Program that I codified is borrowing deeply from the Yoga Fit tradition codified by Beth Shaw. So look it up to learn more. All right, friends, check out what time it is. It's already time for a Shavasana. So let's get into some glorious back bending first. And so today, let's use fish pose. Sit upon your knuckles with your palms turned down. Come to your elbows and let the crown of your head hang heavy like you're on the beach. You know, I'm thinking maybe Barcelona, yeah? Relax your head back. And then let's do 3 beautiful lion breaths. This is a great way to get anything off your chest, okay? So big breath in. Big breath in. Now stick out your tongue. I mean, really get it off your chest. Big breath in. Shavasana. Get organized. Fix your clothes as needed. And remember, friends, I'm watching the clock, so you don't have to. Give yourself 5 silent minutes here of listening and breathing. Okay, I'll tell you when 5 minutes is up. Okay, silence begins right now. If your brain gets busy, that's okay. Start from scratch. Give yourself 30 more seconds here. As you breathe in, observe the rise of your heart. As you breathe out, hang out. Let the next ocean wave of breath roll in for you. Now, before you get up, I want to leave you with my favorite quote from Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh. To love is first to accept yourself as you actually are. To dream of the you wish to become is to waste the you are now. You are this healthy. You are this strong. You are this loved. Please wiggle your toes and fingers. Roll to your right side, fetal position. Draw your knees up into your chest. And make a little pillow for your head here with your right arm. Feel held. Then with your top arm, press yourself back up to your easy, comfortable seat. Just like how we began, we will together conclude. Fix your clothes as you need. Turn your palms up for receiving as before. Close your eyes. I want you to notice the effects of your practice. Open your eyes and look around at how fine everything is. Look at the safety of your home that's clean, organized, and gorgeous, just as it is. Dirty dishes and all, with 14 days on your hands for yourself. Thanks for starting on day 1. Thank you as ever to my best friend Megan for inspiring me to do this, for my husband Greg for editing and producing this, and for you for taking time for yourself. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank yourself for taking good care of you so you can take great care of each other. By our thoughts, our words, our deeds, and our actions, may we together work towards the greater good for the planet and all who walk upon it. Namaste. Thanks. Good boy.